that's not going to happen.
You know,
so we're going to work
in this
together.
economic condition, it's not going to happen. No.
Yeah.
But, you know, we all work together.
We have to.
Right.
We have to.
Right.
Because, again, like I said, I don't feel that we do enough for our senior citizens, and I want to see that change. I want to see us get them back involved, get them back active, and give them a place to go and just sit around and talk with their friends.
Right, okay, you know, they've been talking about this out the East End ever since they blew up Madison Manufacturing, which was 12 years ago. Colleen and I were out there. We were over there, and we saw the building get imploded.
Well, I guess there's a lot involved with it, Joe. I think they had problems with the cleanup, and then they had problems with the owner, who at the time couldn't afford the cleanup, and it's just been different issues, whereas where we want to build, we're not going to have those problems.
Right, no, not at all. Yeah.
You know?
Right.
A lot of things that they have to go through, we're not going to have to go through because of where the location is.
Right. You know, I remember, do you remember the old Chase Parkway, when it was the S-curve?
Oh, yeah.
Going down? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the monument where...
The monument was at the bottom of Sunnyside Avenue.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too many people know that.
No.
You and I are probably...
Not too many people do. You'll go by before you hit Chase Park at the top of halfway up Sunnyside. You'll see that little fenced-in area
right,
with the gravestone.
Right.
That's because when they were building Chase Park, they uncovered that.
Right. What's that gravestone? Who's buried there?
I'm not sure who that is, Joe, but because it was a grave site, they could not touch that. They had to preserve it the way it was.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think you can get inside fenced in to see what's on the stone. But that was something that they uncovered when they were moving Chase Park up the hill.
Yeah, but I remember Chase Parkway was like a big S-turn coming all the way up, and the monument that's up the top now, like I said, used to be down the bottom.
Yep.
And
probably a lot of people don't know either that Town Plot was the first neighborhood in Waterbury.
The sign up there.
Yeah.
So I never knew that. I couldn't believe that.
They had like I don't like to call it a commune, but they had like houses that were built right at the top of Chase Park, and each house was built like from a country. There was a house that looked like it was built in Germany and Italy, and they all lived in that area. That's where the first community started, right at the top of Chase Park.
Wow, okay.
That's all down the Mattituck Museum. If anybody wants to see it, they could go down there.
Yeah. Okay, my house, I'm on Washington Avenue. I'm right down the street from Russell.
Mm-hmm.
My house was built in 1865.
Yeah.
Lincoln was president when my house was built.
Yes.
And I thought I had an old house. But the house next to me was built in 1864.
Yeah, there's still a lot of the houses that were built back then in Town Plot.
Right. Okay, but you know, a lot of the houses around me are all three-decker. And, you know, they said that my house was one of the original farmhouses. And they sold off the land, and people bought the houses. Or they bought the land, and they built the three-decker.
Yeah.
Okay, it's down on Highland Avenue, right by Ridgecrest, right by Kennedy. There's a house there, 1853. They beat by 12 years. That pissed the hell out of me. I said, I thought I had the oldest house around here, you know. But, you know, we really do go back. We really do. You know, Town Plot is...
Oh, yes. Like I said, it was the first organized neighborhood within Waterbury.
Right.
That's why I had that sign made up.
And you put on the park, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
That was, we were able to do that because I went out to the business and asked them to donate to have that sign done. So the business in Town Plot paid for that sign.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and there's a lot of good old-fashioned business. You know,
oh yeah.
IGA.
A lot of the smaller business, and they're doing
stores.
good. Yeah.
Mom and pop stores. You know, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're on the move, and I was going to say before, our fundraisers, one of our board members is Rich Montero, from Montero's Restaurant.
Okay.
He sits on our board as our business advisor.
Okay.
So,
All right, the firemen meet there every Monday morning.
and the police every Tuesday. They're retired.
See, the firemen are better. We
You
go
get
there
the
first.
first day.
The definition of a cop is a rejected fireman.
Oh, is that what it was? We used to say the same thing about the firemen. We're having a fundraiser. It's a pasta dinner. Pasta, salad, bread, coffee, dessert. It's very reasonable. And that'll be
At Montero's?
at Montero's. We're having a car show at Municipal Stadium, the north parking lot,
Okay.
in October 16th, and if I can, I'll come on again before these
Okay,
and
yeah.
just
Yeah.
update them. But like I said, all this money will go towards getting this center built. There's no staff involved at this point. Nobody's getting paid. All of my board of directors are volunteers, and I think that for them to give their time to help us get this going, I really give them a lot of credit.
Right. No, like I said, the big thing about Waterbury is it's a city of neighborhoods.
Yes.
And it goes back to the roots of the neighborhoods.
The neighborhoods are what makes Waterbury what it is. Each neighborhood is an individual in their own right. Each neighborhood has their own history, and they all have an organization that works together to work for the people, to get things done, the quality of life issues. Like in Town Plot, we were always working towards quality of life. I was able to get the community police officer up there, Timmy Basham. Best thing that we were able to get up there because he's done a tremendous job. Timmy's real good. We got the flags put up on Highland Avenue, Fairfield Avenue, which was
I see the Italian flag on Highland Avenue. I'm Irish. I want my Irish flag.
Well, every year they do that for the feast. We're a neighborhood that if you want to.
I gotta go to Silver Avenue to get my Irish flag. Is that right?
They do it every year.
Yeah, for the Irish flag. Yeah.
Yeah. They paint the center of their street just like they did in Town Plot.
All right, now.
But this is
What happens if there was an accident on Highland Avenue? Somebody came down the road, and they got the road painted with the flag, and the guy goes, I didn't know if I could pass it out.
Those are all double lines. There's no passing.
What's that thing? I don't know.
You can't claim ignorance of the law because that says it right in the statutes. Ignorance of the law is not a...
I didn't know if I could pass it out.
Yeah, no, you can. I had nothing to do with that, so I'm not even going to touch that. But that's the way neighborhoods are. If you have a function that you want to do, the neighborhoods will support you. They will do it, and it's all over the city. We have some great neighborhood associations. Bunker Hill, up in
Bucks Hill,
North Main, the Bucks Hill, Mohawk was always great. They're always very active. Brooklyn, Lisa Velez has been in charge of them for years, and she does a great job.
I haven't heard much of her lately.
Yeah.
She's still around?
Oh, yeah. So, the neighborhoods make the city what it is.
Yeah.
And now we're going to show that the seniors are what made the city what it is. Because they grew up here, they brought up families here, and they're not ready to stop yet. They can still contribute.
Right, exactly. All right, you want to talk a little bit about your police career? We got a couple of minutes.
After I got out of the service, I went in early into the Navy. I was 17 years old. when I got out, I played around on a few different jobs, and I got involved with Remco,
Okay, I was a member of Remco.
the Waterbury Auxiliary Police. My wife was a member. My son eventually became a member.
Yeah.
And-
Martin Spray.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All in Mercedes.
Who was the head? I can't remember his name.
Ed Duval.
And Duval, yeah.
Ed
What
Duval.
a great guy.
Yes.
What a great guy.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Is he
one
still,
year,
he's still around?
yeah, it's still around.
Okay.
Yeah. When I went in the service, I didn't finish high school. So when I got involved in Remco, I knew there was going to be a police test coming up. I went out and I got my GED. I went through the whole process and I got that. So I took the exam. And at that time, it was during, I don't know if you remember the P.B. O'Sullivan program.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Well, they needed 25 cops right away. And I came out 25th on the list.
Wow.
So I was hired.
Okay.
And that was in, I got hired in the end of '69. I started working February of '70. And I stayed with Waterbury up until 1990. And then I was getting ready to retire. And I grew up with Bobby Chatfield. We went to school together. We graduated up there. And
Bobby will never leave. Never
No.
leave Prospect. He came on my show one night and they had a storm.
Terrific
And
guy.
I didn't think he would come on my show that night. You know.
Yeah.
Fire chief, police chief, superintendent of public works, mayor.
They love him up there.
Yeah, what a guy.
They love Bobby.
Yeah.
So he was looking for some men, so I talked to Paul Vance, who was the resident trooper.
Right, he was the resident trooper.
And
that
I
was
only
before.
retired for about a week, and then I went right back to work. And I stayed up there for 10 years. Then I retired from there.
Right. And then, how many years were you a police commissioner here in Waterbury?
3 years.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. You and I both, I have the expertise in fire, you have the expertise in police.
Yes.
This is what they need to do. They need to pick people who have expertise.
I agree. If you're going to have a board that's going to deal with fire or police, then you should have some kind of experience.
Or
in it.
public works, get a
Public Works Board?
Get a contractor. Do something.
I may be prejudiced, but I say get retired.
Right.
Retired public works, retired teacher.
Ralph D'Angelo should be the chairman of the public works.
That's it, Joe.
He's great. Huh? Okay. Tell us we gotta go. Okay.
Joe, thank you again.
Thank you very much
And
for coming
I
on.
just quickly say, if anybody would like to get involved and help us with the senior center, give me a call at 203-574-7874. We welcome anybody that wants to get involved and help us out.
Okay, great job. 28 minutes goes by real fast. Okay, it's over.
Okay.